Welcome to the chair video for the deep tissue roller. The chair is a great place to work on your body with the deep tissue roller. Either if you have trouble getting up and down off the ground, it's great for that reason. Also, you can use your bed if you have trouble getting up and down off the ground. It's a little bit easier to control the pressure on your back in the chair because your body weight's not right on it, so that's another great reason for the chair. Also, it's just super easy. You can do it at your office desk. This is an office chair I'm using right now. You can also do it at your couch or your favorite recliner. Recliner is great because with the back work, you can adjust your pressure based on how far you have the recliner leaned back. If it's leaned back further, you're going to increase your body weight onto the device. Further up, it's going to be less body weight. It's going to be less intense. So I'm going to start with one of my favorites, which is the hamstring work. We're going to start with this tilted this way in a triangle shape, and we're going to have our hamstrings on the blades of the roller just sitting right on top. There's 3 hamstring muscles, so these blades can tease apart those 3 hamstring muscles pretty well. So I'm just going to find a good spot with my leg up. I'm going to just do that. It's easy. Right here you can see where I have it and that there's a little bit of a gap here. I can feel my muscle sticking through, and that is the roller blades really penetrating between the hamstring muscles. It's so effective on the hamstrings. I don't really know another device that's this good for hamstring work. If I want to increase the pressure, I can put both my hands on the knee. All I got to do is let the weight of my arms relax, and that increases the pressure for me. I can also straighten the elbows and push back into the chair a little bit. That's an even more intense position. Or if we're going to go crazy, I'm going to cross the leg over and the arms. And, I love this position here because all I'm having to do is allow the weight of my leg and my arms to do the work for me. I can just relax. I can do something else, read a book, watch some TV, whatever it is. Now, if I want to increase the depth of the roller, I'm going to move my leg a little bit. As I move my leg, we're pinning the muscle, and then we're moving the deep layers. So you can feel this deeper than the roller itself. It does engage a little bit of muscle, so it changes it to like a deeper penetrating feeling, but superficially it's a little bit less intense. That's my experience anyways. I can go side to side with it. Right here, I can get a little cross-fiber friction. Cross-fiber friction is a technique where you're going across the direction of the fibers of the muscle, which can help to break up scar tissue. If you have a lot of scar tissue, this can be a really effective way to break it up. This doesn't need to be intense. It can be gentle. You should still be able to relax, but any of these movements can be super effective. As I move it further up the hamstring, I'm going to move it back here. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Now as you're doing this work, you want to be sure that you're looking for any sharp pain, numbness, or tingling. All of those things are contraindicated. You should stop what you're doing. You could be on a nerve, even though you don't know it, or you could have some kind of damage that you're causing aggravation for. So we don't want any of those feelings. We want kind of a dull ache, amount of discomfort that you're comfortable with, that you can breathe into and relax into, and that your body can accept and be passive to. If you feel yourself tensing up, you either need to take some deep breaths to relax, or you need to find another way to work on that same area. Sometimes just changing the location by 1/2 inch makes all the difference in the world. Right now I'm up higher on my hamstring. I'm right at the sit bone. So the sit bone is that bony prominence. There's 2 of them that you will feel if you're sitting on a hard surface. That's where the hamstring attaches. So right now I'm right in front of it, so I'm at the attachment point of the hamstring. I can kind of move it around depending on what feels like it's tighter or more dense. When the tissue feels denser, less squishy, that means that there's probably something to be worked on there that usually comes along with a more intensity of sensation in the area too. So right now I'm in front of that sit bone. If I move further up, I can be on either side of the sit bone. When we're on either side of the sit bone, we're hitting very different muscles in the hip. There's a bunch of muscles here that we're hitting that are related to the gluteals. There's right now I can even feel my obturator internus working, which is like this muscle inside the sit bone, which is called the ischium. That's a great spot. Remember, I'm going to move a little faster through these areas, but you should be spending at least 20 seconds to 90 seconds on every spot. Really taking your time, breathing into it, allowing your body to relax. My next position, I'm going to be working on the gluteals. For the gluteals, I like this to be just a little bit wider so it sits in the tissue. You have a sacrum, which is this wedge-shaped bone here, and on either side of the wedge-shaped bone are your gluteal muscles. So I'm going to want this to be sitting on either side of the gluteal muscles. I'm going to lower my back rest a little bit here. And I'm going to kind of tuck my pelvis, allow my back to be a little bit bowed backwards if this is comfortable for you, and just sit in this position. You can lean back if you like. Being upright like this feels like I am directing the most amount of weight into the area I want to work on. One way to get onto the gluteals is to keep tucking the pelvis and be in kind of this position. You can be supported with a pillow here in your back if this hurts your back. But this is a really great way to, again, I'm dropping my weight through my body into my glutes. I'm using very little energy to do this. I'm just sort of positioning my body in a way that is good. I'm going to show you with the pillow. Pillow is here. I'm going to put it here just as a way to support my back. And then I'm going to have it, again, on either side of that sacrum. And I'm going to be, positioning my body this way. I feel my chair sliding a little bit because it's on wheels, so I'm just holding the chair here with my hands. If you've got a more stable chair, this shouldn't be a problem. But man, that feels really good on my gluteals. Really great targeted work. And experiment with the width for this. If it's a little bit wider, we're going to be getting a different area. You know, your gluteals are like the whole width of your hip, so I could go pretty wide. Yep, and I'm still on my gluteals. And I can be in that same position here. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Still on my gluteals. I could go wider than that, and I would still be hitting my glutes. That feels great. This is right behind my greater trochanter here, the lateral hip bone that you can feel. I can kind of knock on it. And man, that is really good targeted work on my gluteus medius, is the muscle that I'm on right now. This also works great, again, on a bed. You can lay on your bed, easier than getting up and off the ground, and you can just lay on it in the same position, same width. I mean, I could go pretty far out here. Let's go for it. I'm going to go, it's almost maximum. And in my body, I am still hitting those. That's the farthest outside of the gluteal muscles, which is right where they attach to that greater trochanter. And yeah, that feels really nice. Again, all I'm doing is relaxing. I'm kind of like slumped back here, got a little bit of back support. You may need more back support than this, depending on how your back is in this position. For some people, this is a really unstable position for the back. For others, it should be fine. All right, I'm going to go a little bit higher up. I'm going to shorten it because I'm going to be trying to target these guys right up here. And I'm going to move my pillow. So for this, since it's higher up, I'm going to be on the back of the chair more than on the bottom. And I'm going to be leaning my back into the back of the chair. That feels really nice. This is super comfortable. If you've got a lot of higher upper hip pain, some people call this their low back. But there's a bony hip here. If it's below that bony hip, we are still on your gluteals. It's right next to the low back, though, and, you know, I don't know, that's a non-scientific term, so we could call it the low back, too. But I would call low back above that spot, which I'm going to move to next. So for above the low back, the QL muscle, which is what we're going to be working on right now, it's a smaller muscle. It ends about right here. And then up here are is your 12th rib. So your 12th rib, it's a floating rib. If you put too much pressure on it, it can be uncomfortable. Again, we're going to use the same rule we were using before. If it's sharp pain, stop. Or if you have those tingling sensations or numbness, stop. But this would show up probably as sharp pain. Not everyone needs to have their QL worked on, their low back. If you have too much of an arc in your low back, they call it lordosis, too much curve in your low back. This usually shows up with an anterior tilt to your pelvis. Pelvis is tilted anteriorly. That indicates that you have low back tension. You can also have pain if you don't have enough tone in your low back. So this would look like a posterior rotated pelvis, and this would look like you have no low back curve. If you have no low back curve, you want to be careful about doing too much work on the low back because you probably are in a low tone state, which can also cause pain. As I move my device further up the back, again, this is great to have it really close together because you have these muscles called the erector spinae group that run all the way up the back. They aren't super wide. They do have a little bit of width. In my back, it's probably that wide at the most. But like there's more tissue as you get closer in because there's deeper lying muscles like the multifidi, and there's just a whole bunch of little spinal muscles. So if we're close, and again, I can angle it in a little bit. It gives me some stability, and it also targets those muscles. Oh yeah, I just cracked my back. Did you feel that? This is a really great spot for me to get movement in my spine. So I'm just gonna sit here. If you have a recliner, this is a great place to recline the back of the chair so that you can use your body weight to increase the pressure without having to use too much effort. But for me, in this upright position, this feels really good. That's plenty of pressure for me. I can move it up a little bit more. And again, take your time. I just took a deep breath as I was putting my weight back here, and I felt my spine adjust. I felt a little bit of a pop in my spine. That's great. If you have trouble reaching back this far, there's a hook on this side of the device. You can just string a piece of string through it. You can like clip something to it like a lanyard that you would wear around your neck, and you can use that as a way to figure out where you want it to go on your back. You can also have somebody help you, but if you've got the flexibility, it's pretty easy just to position it yourself. Another way to make sure that you're getting this positioning if you're lacking flexibility is doing this work on the bed or on the ground, where you can just set the device down and then lay your back over it so you're not having to maneuver it with your hands. I'm going to move to the upper back. So the upper back here is right in between the shoulder blades. Oh yeah, so those two rollers, I don't know if you can see it, but the two rollers are on either side of my spine. So outside of the rollers is the edge of my scapula. The middle of it is my spine, and the rollers is in between the spine and the scapula. There's a ton of tissue there. There's a lot of muscles that cross over in this area. It's a very tight spot for many people. The rhomboids, the lower traps, erector spinae group. There's just so much going on over here. At the lowest point of the rhomboids, you even have a crossover of the lats. That continues down the back. So anyways, this is a great spot. Again, if you've got a recliner, reclining back is a great way to increase the pressure. I can do some like movements with my arms here that sometimes will deepen the work. Just like we were doing the leg movement, if you can find these like creative ways to move your arm, it sometimes just feels really good back there. I still want to keep the muscles in the back relaxed as much as I can. I'm putting a little bit of weight in my feet in order to push back my body back into the device. But my arms are fairly free and open. They should feel like they're just kind of like floating out as I reach. Oh yeah, that's good. I can even feel this when I'm moving my neck. If I turn my head or stretch my neck, doing some circles with the neck or side to side, I'm really feeling into my back there. And I can feel my spine as it curves side to side and it's moving at that point, and the rollers are kind of rolling with my movement. I can even walk the roller up my back a little bit if I really pay attention to how it's moving. Oh man, that is such a great feeling. Now higher up, we can move to this spot right here, again, another really common spot for tension from the back. I can do the arm movements if that feels good. I can do the head movement if that feels good. You know, you're looking for sore spots and you're looking to increase the soreness in a healthy way with these movements. And eventually we can move this up to the neck, but you're going to need to have a higher chair than I've got here to effectively hit the neck. But it's the same way as we've been working before. We want the tips of the roller pointed in because the neck is pretty small, and we want the gap here in between, the spine to be in between the gap. It's the spinous processes is what we're looking to be in between the gap, which is that little piece of bone you can feel here. You know, we always want to be on either side of that spinous processes all the way down the spine. And so I'll be using it right here with this because I don't got the height, but I can lean back in this position in order to hit that spot on my neck. And that feels really very good. With this spot, I can move my head. So I'm going to keep the thing where it's at. I can do chin tucks. I can do a kind of a side to side. If you look at me from the front, it's a side to side position or a little head rolls. You know, whatever feels like it's getting deep in there. And if I really tuck my chin and then put weight, I'm going to lift my chest as I tuck my chin so that my shoulders are off the chair here. That drops all my weight into my neck. That feels great. And I can just sit here for a while. So that's it. That's the chair work. You can get creative with it. These are some ideas. Let me know if you've got any other ideas that you come up with that work great for you. Or if you have any trouble with these techniques, let me know and I will try my best to help troubleshoot whatever's going on with you. But that's the deep tissue roller chair work, accessible. You can take it to work with you and use it at your office. You can use it at home while you're watching TV. I mean, really, it's about a device that can be thrown in the bag and can be integrated into your life. You know, what you want to do when you're looking for long-term change with soft tissue tension is you want something that's sustainable and something that's convenient and something that you can just shift into your normal daily routine so it doesn't feel like a lot of effort. And that's what the deep tissue roller is really great for. I hope you've got a lot out of this video. And again, let me know if you got any questions. Leave me a comment or send me an email. Whatever way works, I'm happy to be here to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much.